The Bible's top 10 most mysterious and terrifying creatures. 1. Leviathan. Leviathan, mentioned in Job, Psalms, and Isaiah, is more than just a massive sea creature. In the ancient Near Eastern context, sea monsters often symbolized chaos and opposition to the divine order. Leviathan, in this sense, can be seen as representing the forces of chaos and evil that stand in opposition to God's creation and order. In Job 41, Leviathan is described in great detail, emphasizing its fearsome nature and invulnerability to human weapons. This depiction serves to highlight God's power and sovereignty, as only God can control or defeat such a formidable creature. The Leviathan thus becomes a symbol of the magnitude of God's power and the assurance that no force, no matter how chaotic or powerful, is beyond his control. 2. Behemoth. The behemoth, also described in the book of Job, parallels Leviathan as a symbol of land-based power and untamed nature. Its exact identity is subject to debate, but its description suggests an extraordinarily powerful and large animal, possibly an imaginative representation of creatures like the hippopotamus or elephant, or a mythological beast. The behemoth's strength and the impossibility of capturing it by human means are used to demonstrate the limits of human power in contrast to God's omnipotence. In the context of Job's discourse, the behemoth symbolizes the mysteries and wonders of God's creation, serving as a reminder of the limitations of human understanding and the majesty of the Creator. 3. Goliath. Goliath, the Philistine giant defeated by David, is often remembered for his size and strength, which made him a fearsome warrior. His description in the Bible, focusing on his armor, weapons, and stature, emphasizes the seeming invincibility and the terror he inspired in the Israelite army. Goliath's role in the biblical narrative is not just as an antagonist but as a symbol of seemingly insurmountable challenges or enemies. David's victory over Goliath with a sling and a stone is a powerful testament to the theme that faith in God can overcome even the most daunting obstacles. This story serves as an inspiration that true power lies not in physical strength or armaments but in faith and divine support. 4. Nephilim. The Nephilim, mentioned in Genesis and Numbers, are intriguing due to their mysterious origins and descriptions as giants or mighty warriors. Their presence in the biblical narrative has led to various interpretations, ranging from being the offspring of divine beings and humans to symbolizing the corruption that prompted the Great Flood. The Nephilim are associated with a period of great wickedness on earth, contributing to a sense of dread and moral decline. Their portrayal in the Bible highlights themes of hubris, the crossing of boundaries set by God, and the consequences of such actions, serving as a backdrop to the narratives of divine judgment and salvation. 5. Angel of Death. The Angel of Death, particularly in the context of the Passover story in Exodus, is a formidable figure. This angel is the executor of the final plague in Egypt, striking down the firstborn in every household not marked with lamb's blood. The terror associated with this angel stems not only from its role in enacting a devastating plague but also from what it represents, the inevitability and impartiality of divine judgment. The Passover narrative, with the angel of death as a central figure, underscores themes of salvation, deliverance, and the weighty consequences of disobedience to God. The story also highlights the protection and mercy afforded to those who abide by God's commandments, as symbolized by the lamb's blood on the doorposts. 6. Four Horsemen. The four horsemen of the apocalypse in the book of Revelation represent conquest, war, famine, and death. Each horseman rides a horse of a different color, with each color and rider symbolizing different aspects of the tribulations that will occur at the end of times. The terror evoked by these figures lies in their representation of the destructive forces that will be unleashed upon the world. They are harbingers of the final judgment and the profound challenges that humanity will face. The imagery of the four horsemen serves to convey the seriousness of the end times, the need for repentance, and the inevitability of divine judgment. 7. Cherubim. Cherubim, often depicted in popular culture as chubby, angelic beings, are described in the Bible with a much more awe-inspiring and even terrifying appearance. In Ezekiel's vision, they have multiple faces, wings, and an appearance that evokes the majesty and holiness of God. Cherubim are placed to guard the Garden of Eden after Adam and Eve are expelled, and they are also associated with the Ark of the Covenant and the Holy of Holies in the temple. Their role as guardians and their formidable appearance emphasize the sacredness of God's presence and the reverence due to Him. The cherubim represent the intersection of the divine and the earthly, serving as a reminder of the unapproachable holiness of God. 8. Seraphim. The seraphim, encountered by Isaiah in his vision in the temple, are striking in their appearance and role. These beings, with 6 wings each, hover above the throne of God, calling out about the holiness and glory of God. Their name, meaning burning ones, and their role in Isaiah's vision, where one touches Isaiah's lips with a burning coal, emphasize purification in the presence of God. The seraphim's appearance and actions convey the intensity and purity of divine holiness. They are symbols of both the majesty of God and the transformative power of encountering the divine, as seen in Isaiah's commissioning as a prophet after his vision. 9. The dragon. In the book of Revelation, the dragon represents Satan, or a great evil force opposing God. Described as a red dragon with 7 heads and 10 horns, it wages war against the heavenly beings and seeks to destroy the woman and her child, symbolic of Israel and the Messiah. The dragon's role as the chief antagonist in the apocalyptic narrative makes it a symbol of ultimate evil, chaos, and opposition to God's plan. The imagery of the dragon encapsulates the struggle between good and evil, serving as a stark representation of the forces that stand against God and His people. The dragon's eventual defeat underscores the ultimate triumph of good over evil and God's sovereignty over all creation. 10. Gog and Magog. Mentioned in Ezekiel and Revelation, Gog and Magog represent nations or forces that will rise against God's people in the end times. They embody the concept of a final, cataclysmic conflict between the forces of good and evil. The descriptions and prophecies concerning Gog and Magog contribute to a sense of foreboding in the scale of the cosmic struggle depicted in the Bible. Their role in the biblical narrative underscores themes of divine victory over evil, the fulfillment of prophecy, and the establishment of God's ultimate authority and peace. The Bible, a foundational text of both historical and religious significance, contains a rich tapestry of narratives, symbols, and figures that have captivated readers for centuries. Among its many elements are a variety of creatures and entities that are often perceived as terrifying or awe-inspiring. These range from colossal beasts like Leviathan and Behemoth, representing chaos and untamed nature, to symbolic figures such as the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, embodying the destructive forces of the end times. While some, like Goliath, are rooted in historical contexts, others, like the Seraphim and Cherubim, are more ethereal, representing the profound mystery and majesty of the divine. Each figure, whether a literal creature or a symbolic representation, plays a crucial role in the biblical narrative, illustrating themes of divine power, judgment, morality, and redemption. This exploration delves into the deeper meanings and roles of these biblical figures, shedding light on their significance within the wider tapestry of biblical theology. In conclusion, the creatures and symbolic figures in the Bible are not merely elements of ancient storytelling but are deeply embedded in the fabric of its theological and moral teachings. From the immense Leviathan and Behemoth, symbolizing the untamed forces of nature and the limits of human power, to the Four Horsemen, representing the harrowing trials of the end times, these figures serve to illustrate the profound themes of the Bible. They bring to life the struggles between good and evil, the omnipotence of God, and the human quest for understanding and redemption. Characters like Goliath and the Angel of Death, while rooted in specific historical or narrative contexts, transcend their stories to convey universal truths about faith, divine justice, and the consequences of human actions. The Seraphim and Cherubim, with their awe-inspiring appearances, underscore the unapproachable holiness and majesty of the divine. These biblical figures, whether real or metaphorical, challenge readers to contemplate the mysteries of faith, the complexities of divine will, and the enduring power of redemption and hope. They underscore the Bible's role not just as a religious text, but as a timeless repository of wisdom and insight into the human condition in the divine cosmos. For more videos like these, please like, share and subscribe, and please press the bell icon.